I'm from Dr. Neelima Chopra here because she works in the field of education, the social sphere, being part of the HCL Foundation. So if you could throw some light on how technology can be leveraged or is being leveraged to reach education out to the underprivileged.
Is this working? Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for having me here. Yes, so I bring in the perspective from the social sector, the non-profits, and for young children and teachers who are working with these children who are from the underprivileged, marginalized communities. So when the pandemic happened, yes, there were quite a few challenges that the social sector faced in terms of providing access to the devices, to internet connectivity, reaching out to the remote and the rural areas and the underprivileged sections of the society. The non-profits, the social sector, they rose to this challenge, and I must say technology was very helpful in terms of providing some sort of continuation of the education to these children. So, for example, at the HCL Foundation, what we did was we have programs and interventions like Tech on Wheels, because access was an issue in remote and slum communities. So there's this van which takes the laptops, the devices, internet connectivity, and we reach out to children maybe through Gurukul centers, who under the flyovers, in the in certain mango orchards. So we reached out, and technology was really helpful in reaching out to these children. Also, strengthening of the government, the public school systems, in remote areas, wherein non-profits, they volunteered, they rose up to the occasion and provided, strengthened the ICT infrastructure, also trained the teachers on how to conduct online sessions and classes, maybe through preloaded e-learning tablets which were distributed, or through creating certain videos and distributing them in the community, and with the help of facilitators, analyzing these videos of good teaching practices and taking them forward. So yes, a lot of effort and interventions were made by the social sector in reaching out to the children during the pandemic phase.
Okay. We have a number of very senior educators in this audience, and I think there is a general concern, and I think the panelists would be able to put it up better. One is regarding the quality of the educators, and in all the spheres, be it at all levels of education, and also the other is the affordability of education, because that is a point which Minister Pradhan has also raised here in the morning. So it will be good to hear from you, Shreyasi, as to how do you ensure that we have quality educators, especially when it comes to online education. Maybe you can also touch upon the medium of education, because that's also another issue which Mr. Pradhan had raised. So.
I think for both the things that you spoke about, quality of educators as well as affordability, I mean, online learning has inherent advantages really to be able to do that. In fact, online learning is not about low cost and low quality. Its best use is low cost and high quality. And for example, for very specific subjects or theory, you can actually get the best educators to explain it, right? And then in schools or in colleges, you can actually have, as we call them, cognitive coaches or mentors who can clear doubt, clarify doubt, so that they don't have to, focus on only on the dissemination of the theory or the concept, which actually through the use of animation videos, high quality production, very strong instructional pedagogy, you can actually record in modules and have the coaching facilitators in schools and colleges be able to supplement. So I think on the quality of educator, especially for a country like India, if you know, with the population that we have and which what is considered ideal teacher-student ratios, I think you can't almost do without high-quality online learning. Second, also on cost as well. And you know, what is the difference between all of the costs that get added on a 1 year or even 2 year higher education program and that postgraduate level for a certain skill, with the opportunity cost of somebody having to leave their job, you know, stay in another city, pay for everything, as opposed to be able to do it over an 18-month period, having kept their job, stay in their homes and things like that. So there are inherent high quality and affordability are really two of the, if online learning is not delivering that, then actually it's, you know, all of us have failed. Now, when we say affordability, we don't mean free, right? And when we say affordability compared to other programs that are on offer, not that it's free, not that it's for not-for-profit, and not that it's really for the last mile. I don't think any of us sitting here can pretend or we are saying that, you know, we are going to the last mile. We are in English language learning products, but is that also needed in India? So high quality and affordability are two of the biggest advantages when compared to the right benchmarks.
Hari, do you have a challenge in getting, you know, the qualified professionals in your particular field of learning?
Yeah. So, you know, we are today seated here in an audience full of, you know, fantastic educators from the country. And I'm sure, you know, it'll be like me preaching to the choir here. But the fact is that, you know, the biggest challenge in our education system today is that good faculty and good educators are scarce in number. And that is not going to change, right? We can't wish that away. What technology, let's call it online learning in this case, what online learning can do is increase the access to good faculty. So for example, in a brick and mortar institution, if a good faculty or a good educator has access to, or let's say 500 students have access to that good faculty, through online, can we take access to 5,000 students without compromising on the quality of education? So what Shreyanshi mentioned, so that's not just a fact of, you know, it's not as simple as saying that, okay, let's do like a webinar with 5,000 students and one good faculty. It's a lot more than that. It goes into instructional design. It goes into identifying the pedagogical elements. It goes into identifying what parts of that learning process do you need that rockstar faculty for, and what else can be done by facilitators, right? And that's how you solve the problem, right? That's how you increase scale. And once you increase scale, the cost also comes down. It automatically becomes more affordable, right, for a larger audience. In our case, since you asked that question, so at Great Learning, all our courses are mostly towards careers and career-oriented, because it's all about upskilling. Working professionals are the ones who are coming in doing these courses. Let me take an example. One of our most subscribed courses is in data science, AI, and machine learning. Right? We get about 10,000 learners globally who pay a significant sum to come and do this course. Now, if we go and search for, you know, faculty who can teach 10,000 people data science, AI, and machine learning, the fact is such faculty in such numbers don't exist, right? So we have to figure another way of how do we deliver this, you know, high quality learning experience. And the way we've done that is, of course, we work with some anchor faculty across top institutions globally, whether it be IITs or MIT and, you know, UT Austin and so on. Now, they have helped us create the pedagogy, the curriculum, the assessment, so on, and there's a lot of content that they've created. Beyond that, we work with a lot of facilitators. So we work with close to about 5,000 facilitators who are all industry professionals who are working in those fields. So basically, industry professionals who are working in data science. We train them on what they are supposed to teach, basis the content, basis the pedagogy that's been laid out by these anchor faculty, right? And that's how delivery happens at scale, right? Otherwise, you know, we would never be solving this problem, right? So I think it's always, you know, we have to go deeper into the problem and break it down to smaller components and then achieve scale.